Welcome back to History, Horrors, and Haunts. I'm Grim Jim, the Underteller. I don't bury the dead. I tell the stories the living forgot. My assistant and loyal servant Morty Grimsnatch, short for Mortimer, will explain. Take it away, Morty.
Just days before Thanksgiving in 2009, 26-year-old medical student John Edward Jones was in Utah with his wife, Emily, and their young daughter. An enthusiastic caver, John, along with his brother and 9 friends, decided to revisit their passion for spelunking in the Nutty Putty Cave. Unbeknownst to John, within 24 hours, this cave would become his final resting place. The Nutty Putty Cave system they aimed to explore was often deemed a good beginner cave, marked by varying difficulty levels. Even though many novices frequented the cave, numerous spelunkers found themselves stuck in its tight, winding passages. If you're curious, like I was, a spelunker is just someone who explores caves for the thrill of it, crawling into places most people wouldn't dare to set a foot in, let alone their whole body. From 1999 to 2004, 6 individuals required rescue from the cave, prompting its closure for 3 years in 2006 due to concerns about potential fatalities. However, John and his friends felt no fear. Seasoned explorers rarely worried about becoming trapped. John, alongside his brother Josh, attempted a section known as the Birth Canal, a particularly demanding route that required navigating an extremely narrow passage before opening into a spacious cavern. Sadly, they never reached it. A wrong turn led them into an unmapped section. The duo eventually encountered a tightly confined space. John, leading the way, began to squeeze further along the passage. Thinking he was still in the correct passage, he crawled forward toward a fissure he believed opened into a chamber. But it was not a chamber. It was a trap. The crevice measured 10 inches by 18 inches, smaller than a washing machine opening. Unbeknownst to the 26-year-old, he was crawling toward his demise. Eventually, he discovered a fissure in the rock that seemed to descend straight ahead, which he believed might lead to a cavern where he could turn around. John entered head first, sliding his torso over a sharp rocky edge into a crevice no wider than 10 inches. It led nowhere. He had reached a dead end, his 6-foot, 200-pound frame wedged tight. One inhale expanded his chest just enough, and the cave locked him in place. As he struggled to free himself, he slid deeper into the crevice, now trapped upside down in a space measuring just 10 by 18 inches, smaller than a front-loading washing machine entrance. When Josh found his brother, he was stunned to see only John's feet protruding, his body lodged headfirst in the narrow crevice. In a local media interview, Josh described how John seemed to have been swallowed by the rock. It was incredibly serious, he added. After futilely trying to free his brother, Josh returned to the surface in search of help, gathering a large group of both volunteers and professionals. The first rescuer to arrive was a local volunteer named Susie. After carefully descending the tunnel with ropes tied around her feet, she reached John's trapped body nearly 3 hours after his initial entrapment. Despite promising John that she would have him out, lickety-split, Susie quickly discovered the position and tightness of the passage made a rescue impossible. What followed was a brainstorming session among the rescue team, including emergency services, to find a way to free John from his underground prison. Their attempts included lubricating the cave walls with oil and drilling away chunks of rock, but the hard material and awkward angles slowed progress considerably. Eventually, the team devised a plan to extract John using a complex system of ropes and pulleys attached to his feet. By now, John was struggling. After being upside down for hours, blood that usually flowed to his feet had rushed to his head. He found it increasingly difficult to breathe, with his heart racing to counteract the gravity-induced rush of blood to his brain. Gradually, John was lifted out of his underground captivity. And for a moment, hope returned. He was raised high enough to see a rescuer face to face and to make eye contact with the one closest to him, who asked, "How are you?" John honestly replied, "It sucks." "I'm upside down. I can't believe I'm upside down. My legs are killing me," he added. Eventually, the effects of the extreme stress and pressure John was under began to set in, and the young father began to panic. So rescuers put his wife Emily on the phone to calm his nerves, and he promised to get out so he could be there for her and their children. As John neared being rescued out of the hole, fate snapped its fingers. Tragically, as the rescuers readied the rope for that final pull, disaster struck, swift and merciless. One of the pulleys came undone, momentarily incapacitating a rescuer and causing John to fall deeper into the crevice. At this point, all hope dwindled. Attempts to secure a new rope around John's leg nearly ensnared another rescuer. In those final hours, John's pleas echoed through the stone. "Save me from my wife and kids." But as the cave tightened its grip and hope thinned to a whisper, he breathed the truth he already felt closing in around him. "I'm going to die right here. I'm not going to come out of here, am I?" After 27 hours upside down, oxygen-starved, heart strained, body crushed by gravity, John Edward Jones fell silent. One rescuer managed to get close enough to check John's vitals and noted that his body temperature matched that of the cave's rocky walls. He reported findings to a paramedic who made it down to John, heartbreakingly confirming that he had passed away. John's death was ruled as cardiac arrest and suffocation. Emily refused to leave the Nutty Putty until her husband's body was retrieved, with the local sheriff assuring her they would recover it. But the cave demanded a choice: risk more lives, or leave one to rest. Sergeant Spencer Cannon and the rescuers made the hardest decision imaginable, a decision no rescue team ever wants to face. John could not be retrieved. To prevent future incidents, the passage was sealed with explosives. Then concrete. Nutty Putty Cave was permanently closed. Although some spelunkers opposed closing the Nutty Putty Cave and started a petition to preserve it, their efforts were unsuccessful. John Edward Jones tragically died on the 24th of November 2009 while caving in the Nutty Putty Cave in Utah, a hydrothermal cave. The tragedy, whispered by headlines as the worst death imaginable, has left John's body encased in stone for more than 16 years. At only 26, John Jones met a fate as dark as the passage that claimed him. A memorial plaque now marks the mountain, reading that inside lies John's final resting place, an eternal tomb carved by nature itself. While a second plaque honors the search and rescue team who worked tirelessly to try to free him. According to his obituary, John was a remarkable person who strived to experience every good thing in life and achieve excellence in everything he did. He was said to have a wonderful nature, fantastic sense of humor and a genuine love of people. He left behind his wife, Emily, and their daughter, Lizzie. At the time of the tragedy, Emily was also expecting their second child. Months after his passing, Emily gave birth to their son, John Edward Jones II. She named him John, after the father he would never meet. In 2016, the tragedy was adapted into a film called The Last Descent. John sought adventure, but found eternity instead. And so the cave stands silent now, not merely stone but a monument, not just rock but a place of remembrance. May John be remembered not for the place where he was lost, but for the hearts where he is still held. With deepest respect, we honor his memory and those who loved him most. In the years that followed, life moved forward, though never the same. Emily Jones carried John's memory with her as she raised their children, including the son born months after the tragedy, whom she named in his father's honor. With time came healing, and an unexpected second chapter. Emily Jones emerged from the darkness and eventually married Donovan Sanchez in August 2012. John's father walked her down the aisle, and later, Emily and Donovan welcomed a son named Emerson. A story that began in heartbreak, found edges softened by compassion, understanding, and the quiet rebuilding of hope and love. John's legacy lives on, not only in Memorial Stone, but in the lives changed by love, loss, and survival.
Thanks for watching another tale on History, Horrors, and Haunts. Stay tuned. The next tale is already scratching at the coffin lid, and I think it knows your name.